This man, a tremendous person who really respects this country and respects the Justice Department. So that'll be totally up to him.
Yeah. And by the way, Democrats, Janet Reno, Eric Holder, they were pushing that. President Trump earlier today making it clear that it is up to the Attorney General, William Barr, on whatever release or no release of Mueller's findings. Tonight, we do have major developments. Hannity watch on the deep state. Unelected bureaucrats caught trying to undermine President Trump. First, to prevent him from getting elected, and then to undermine his election and undo the will of the American people and their blind loyalty to James Comey. All right, with our reports tonight, Sarah Carter and John Solomon reporting. Former top FBI lawyer James Baker believed the Clintons' use of a private server was, in fact, enough to secure an indictment and charge her for violations under the Espionage Act. And I'll add, deleting subpoenaed emails is another thing. Baker suspiciously changes his mind after discussions with Comey. Of course, a Clinton lover and other senior officials. Remember, it was disgraced FBI official Andrew McCabe ramped up his efforts to undermine the president after Comey was fired in May of 2017. Oh, and don't forget, well, maybe we'll tape the president. Maybe we'll invoke the 25th Amendment. Here now, the Hill's John Solomon with his report also about a possible third dirty dossier. Yep, Bruce Orr's wife, Nellie. Yeah, she produced it. John Solomon from The Hill and Fox News contributor, Sarah Carter, investigative reporter. Sarah, let's start with the FBI issue first. And both you and John report this, that Baker originally believed what we all know is a fact. Hillary Clinton committed a felony that was the violation of the Espionage Act, and I believe obstruction of justice after, and they rigged the investigation.
Yeah, Sean, what's so fascinating about Baker's testimony is that he's going through this back and forth with John Ratcliffe out of Texas, who's questioning him about this. And he specifically states that he absolutely believed from the beginning, when he went through this binder, he was basically given a binder with the classified emails, with documents. He was appalled. He didn't see any other way around it but to charge Hillary Clinton. And he continued to battle, according to his own testimony, with people in his office, along with Comey as well. He had these arguments going back and forth until the very end. And it wasn't until the very end that he changed his mind. But more importantly, when Ratcliffe questions him again, and he says, do you still believe it is appalling what happened, the mishandling of these classified documents, which Baker himself describes as highly classified documents? He said, yes. He basically said, yes, even to this day, he believes it was appalling. I think the question is, why at the very end did he
because
jump
the answer
and
is
change?
They wrote an exoneration in May.
That's right.
Strzok, who said Clinton should win $100 million to zero, he conducted the interview. The fix was in. She got away with stuff no other American citizen could ever get away with. And then the dossier, the Russian lies, ironically, never investigated, lying to the FISA court, then using it to sabotage and unseat a duly elected president. John Solomon, you report on this as well as the third dossier written by and produced by Nellie Orr, Bruce's wife.
Yeah, I'm really struck today. Sean, early in the show, you talked about how much the story shifted on Covington, how much it shifted on the attack in Chicago. Think about how much these two stories on Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have shifted from what the media originally reported, what we now know today. For a long time, the FBI said everyone was in unanimity about not charging Hillary Clinton. Now we find out to the very last minute, James Baker is fighting and disagreeing with that decision. And when we started, we were told that the Trump investigation had to be open because there was actionable foreign intelligence suggesting he was compromised. Now we know that intelligence was nothing more than Christopher Steele and Sidney Blumenthal, and now the wife of Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr. After learning what Christopher Steele sent to the FBI, I report that Bruce Orr told the Congress his wife put her own dossier together, put it on a memory stick, gave it to him, and he routed it to the FBI, despite the fact that there are conflict of interest rules that say justice officials should never get involved in cases where their spouse has a financial interest. It's remarkable. This story has evolved so much.
We only have a small sampling of all these interviews. We don't. There's so much information. Do you both agree with me? Exit question. That, in fact, when everything comes out, there's at least probably a dozen people that should be charged here? Sarah?
Yes, absolutely, if not more.
If not more, how many more?
Yeah,
I would say definitely between 12 and 20.
And John?
Yep, the House Republicans who did all these interviews, they're preparing criminal referrals right now. I'm
They've
told
gotta
at
be released.
least 9 they're going to make right off the bat.
All right.
Yeah,
real
they do.
quick, John, you have sources in the special counsel's office. What are you hearing about what will be in this report supposedly released next week? Real quick.
I think the end is near, and I think there will be no charges against the president recommended.
No Russia collusion. 2 years. Wow. Of
right.
media lies, the mob mentality. You guys have been phenomenal. We started 2 years ago this March, both of you breaking open the story. You both deserve credit.